What's up, everybody? The doc here, chilling in my room for a while. I've been reading a couple of stories on Facebook and online about this some racist bullshit going on at the couple of Pride festivals in California and back in my home city of Detroit. And this was, I believe, last week I found out about this. Actually, it was last weekend. Apparently they had this pride celebration. We all the gay, bisexual, transgender people come together and celebrate. They have a little festival, I guess, down in Hart Plaza, from what I understand. I've never been to one, so I don't know. Because obviously I'm not gay, so. And I guess some neo-Nazi group, asshole neo-Nazi group, I should say, was marching along the streets, promoting their racial hatred and all that stupid bullshit. Carrying with their black uniforms, shaved heads, carrying a big flag with a big fucking swastika, loud and proud, so they say, stupid assholes. And on top of that, a friend of mine named Steph, who lives in California, who used to be in Detroit, who came out of the closet a couple years back, she revealed that she was into women. Told about on Facebook about a couple of incidents where a couple of racial hatred crimes were being committed against people of gay or bi descent, And that kind of reminds me of some stories I got to tell that involved racism and the bullshit assholes that are behind it. Let me start off with this one little kind of awkward little incident that occurred at an all-day rock festival at Freedom Hill Amphitheater. Now, this is around the summer of 1994. I came there to see a band I was into called Angel, which was an all-female thrash metal group. I had a thing for the singer Andrea, because she was fucking gorgeous. I don't know where she's at or any of the members of that. I was close to them, I often wrote letters to the guitar player Holly because we got along pretty good. They were playing there. Other bands like HMR was playing, a couple of local groups as well. But one of the bands, now I didn't know this group's name, nor do I care to, was one of those Aryan white power, white supremacist rock bands. Basically they're often described by the media at that time as hate rock, promoting only the white race and white race only. They somehow, what they did is they lied to the promoters of this event, basically talking about when told them what kind of group they were, what the name was, and basically the promoters bought into that, hook, line, and sinker. When it, of course, came the day of the event, they showed up there. They set up a little table of a couple of stuff there, promoting racial hatred, magazines, stickers, patches, and a couple of members of this group tried to cause a stir while walking on the stage while the band was performing, doing the Chicago salute bullshit. A couple when Angel came along, they were like, can you do this to me? Can you do the Chicago salute for me, baby? They never did. Nobody ever paid attention to them. In fact, that was the good thing. The people, everyone in that who came to that event, basically, they did the smart thing. They ignored him. Didn't pay any attention at all. Well, basically it was like this. Here was the stage. Here was the concession stand. Merchandise. Another concession stand. Table where these Aryan idiots had set up their camp. Guess which table was the absolute vacant? Yep. The Aryan idiots. Nobody paid attention to them. Nobody talked to them. Nobody did anything with them. They just turned the other cheek. Gave them no attention. Which was smart. Very smart. So at the end, we went home and all that good stuff, on the event. And I guess this local radio station caught some heat for it, if I recall. I know one of the local fanzines out there wrote about the whole thing, stated that this racist group had lied to the promoters, as we figured, And I guess that was the only event they had because of that. I don't know if it was because of that, actually, to be able to clarify, but who knows. But the people who went to that event did the smart thing and not paying any attention to those idiots. A couple years later, the KKK announced they're coming to Ann Arbor, Michigan to give a rally. You think the people would do the same thing as over there as they did at the this particular all-day rock event in Freedom Hill? No. A lot of shit went down. A friend of mine at the club that I went to took pictures of what was going on, and man, was it fucking ugly. Smoke bombs being thrown, a lot of police riot gear, a lot of riot squad was brought out, you name it. Fucking utter chaos, And of course later on, one of the newspapers wrote out that all the people throwing all the people shouting out all these anti-racist slurs, they basically played into the KKK's hands, which basically, which is what, as I stated, that the people at the all-day rock event at Freedom Hill did not do. Now, I also heard on the radio that because of the news of when it happened in Ann Arbor, that the KKK also went to another town in Michigan to give a rally, and for what I heard, nobody showed up. They came to give a rally and nobody showed up. So the KKK lost on that part. Remember, when you give a certain hate group a certain amount of attention, whether it's some idiot who is screaming out loud, or somebody's shouting obscenities at you, or they're dissing you, dissing your girlfriend, your wife, or each other, and you react violently, viciously, monstrously, they win. They got a rise out of you. I mentioned that in a other previous video. Now, here's another scenario I got to tell about. This idiot, and his name was Matt N. He was the older brother of this woman that I was interested in back around the middle of the 90s. We'll call her Cindy. Cindy N. Cindy N was an attractive young woman. I had a hot stir for her, but she only loved me as a friend. Somebody, as I mentioned many times, that I still despise here into this day. She was involved with this Kurt Cobain wannabe named Rob, who was a complete asshole. So I wasn't really talking to her for a long time, for a couple years. We're talking to her niece and her man at the time before they got married and had a kid and all that stuff. We're buddies on Facebook, by the way, with those two. And it just seems, it just really, probably just as well, but I'm drifting off here. Anyways, Matt N. He approaches me and said, like, saying, excuse me, I heard you were saying stuff about my sister, being Cindy, of course. I said, no. He's like, you know who I am, right? I should have said, why, you forgot? But I said, yeah, I know who you are. We met one time. He's like, he was trying to talk to me, trying to be my buddy and all that stuff and blah, 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 trying to confront me on something. He invites me over onto this upstairs area where there's a bunch of tables and chairs and stuff. All right, everybody else is dancing downstairs. He's trying to tell me, that Cindy misses me. She wants to talk to me. He's trying to basically get me and Cindy to get back together, He kept saying, I threw that Rob idiot fucker out of the house. He was an asshole. He was immature. I kicked his ass out. I kicked his ass in general. Blah, blah, blah. She misses you. Yeah, remember this song? I remember that sample is taken from this other song. It's like, really? Not really. I said, come on, I can tell, man. I know. Yeah, right, bro. You don't know shit. Now, later on, a couple minutes later, he says to me, hey, are you happy to be white? Are you proud to be a white man? I'm like, what? Are you proud to be a white man? I said, well, what are you talking about? Are you proud to be a white man? Are you happy to be a white? I said, why are you asking me that kind of a question? Next thing you know, he's trying to get me to do the Sikh House salute and say it out loud. Now, keep in mind, this is a club that was a mixed club. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian. It doesn't matter. Where racism like that is not tolerated. And he's trying to get me to do the Sikh House Nazi salute. Fuck that. He's trying to persuade me over and over and over to do this. Come on, say it loud and say it proud. Sikh Kyle. I said, no, I will not do that. Come on, you don't want to bring home this to your mother. You don't want to show this to your dad, do you? Then say it out loud. Say it. I yell out, no. He's like, I'm ashamed of you, man. You make me sick. I get up and walk away. I tell one of the security guards about what he was doing. And this is a man that listened to the same group as I did, Skinny Puppy. And Skinny Puppy do not stand for that bullshit at all. Now, I told the security guard about all this. He said, if he starts any other shit, come get me and I will get the rest of my crew. That's okay. Gotcha. So later on, I say goodbye to the niece and her boyfriend. I head home and all that good stuff. The next day, I drive around a little bit of area and I stop at a payphone at that time. Remember, this is around 1997 when those still existed in Michigan. You'll go look for one today. They're probably ripped off, disconnected, or busted apart. Thanks to all the cell phones we got out there. But I call up Denise. I told her what Matt N was doing. She was like, really? Did you also hear what happened afterwards you left? I said, no, what happened? She tells me that another dude named Matt R., who was a flirtatious type of guy, he'll come out and try to be flirtatious to men and women at times, as a form of jest, basically, a joking around type of deal. He does that to Matt R. And Matt R., who is not into that kind of shit, pushes Matt R. Matt N. pushes Matt R. way down to the ground, knocking over a table and a couple of chairs, an injury, nearly breaking his back. And Matt N. just got thrown out the place. Security guards grabbed him and just tossed his ass out. Matt N. starts screaming and hollering, saying the N-words to a couple of the security guards because they were black. I did not speak to Matt N. for many years after that. Whatever respect I had for him, it just went down the crapper right then and there. Of course, a couple years prior to that, I found out one really good reason why he was like that. Apparently, he was in a convenience store bound Van Dyke Avenue and 7 Mile Road. A guy comes in, tries to hold up the place, starts shooting up, and Matt N. was one of the people getting shot. Almost died there, and if it wasn't for a registered nurse who had just got off of work to help him. And I guess from that point on, also, add to the fact that him and his brothers and sisters were often bullied by black kids a lot. So I guess that's where he got that Sikh bullshit from. Matt N, by the way, is now dead. He died in 2017 from a drug overdose. He was also a fucking drug addict, and from what I understand, he also got himself totally wasted before entering that club that particular night. So far, that's my stories involving racism. Now I'm going to say this. Oh no. If you're going to go around with this tunnel vision idealistic, that you're going to hate on blacks, Jews, and everybody else of different ethnic colors or backgrounds, you're an outright idiot. And I'm speaking for this for everybody else, because there were a couple times where blacks were racist to whites just to get back at for what happened, for all those years. No racism between any ethnic group, Caucasian, Asian, Latin, black, white, doesn't matter. Native American. No racism, period, should be tolerated. Period. I'm going to end this with a quote from the almighty, greatest civil rights icon of all time, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He had a dream that people will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by their character. And also, one more thing. If a person of the same race as you has a different opinion in terms of politics, respect it. Don't call them racist. If someone says, we should open the borders and let all these immigrants in, and someone says, we can't do that, they would take our jobs, we would increase in crime and all that stuff. Don't say that's racism. That's being concerned, okay? Because it has happened a couple of times in different urban areas. Okay? keep that in mind. I'm Dr. Earl. Thank you for watching this clip. Subscribe to my channel. Spread the word around. Racism sucks. Turtle come. Bye-bye.